Sooners seem loose. And why not? Zach Schmidt will put it in the air to get us started. Javion Celestine is back to receive for Arizona. And thanks for staying up late with us tonight. From inside the one, Celestine slices his way to the 19-yard line. And we get our first look at the redshirt freshman from Huntington Beach, California, at a Servite High School where his favorite receiver played alongside him. This is Noah Fafita, Pac-12 freshman offensive player of the year and third in the country in completion percentage. Not bad for a dude who wasn't starting early in September.
And that's what's impressive about Noah Fafita, his ability to create, make those off-schedule plays, but also balance that with decision-making and accuracy. Like you mentioned, third in the country in completion percentage. He's as efficient as it gets.
He is ascending. It's a school record for completion percentage, besting the mark that Nick Foles put up in 2011. On first down, they want to throw. Fafita has it knocked out of his hand, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, a little early pressure from Ethan Downs off the edge there, number 40. Arizona dials up a shot play. We talked to Jed Fish. He said, look, actually, I gave him the option. Hey, over under 2.5. When's that shot play coming? Yeah. First two plays or after? He looked at me, smiled. Looks like it was that first play. Great job by Oklahoma covering on the back end and getting some pressure on Fafita.
He wanted to share, but he didn't want to overshare.
Yes.
Michael Wiley is the Arizona running back. This is a team that's 12th in the country in passing, 17th in total offense. Pressure from the edge. Fafita gets wrapped up as he finds Ted McMillan. His high school teammate takes it into OU territory before Reggie Pearson brings him down after a pickup of 40. These two go together like peanut butter and jelly.
And that was a great adjustment by T-Mac. Teteroa McMillan, one of the best receivers in the country that you also have not heard about, found the soft spot in that zone, and the relationship between T-Mac and his quarterback Noah Fafita goes back to 8th grade, and you saw a little bit of that chemistry right there.
He absolutely smoked the Sun Devils in the Territorial Cup. It was a Territorial Cup record against their rivals at 266 yards. Came on only 11 catches. On the ground for the first time, and Wiley's able to pick up 2. We'll talk a lot about the relationship between Fafita and Teteroa McMillan tonight, but it's to borrow from the NFL, it's like Mahomes and Kelsey. They know where the other one is going to be. They make up plays on the fly. Backyard football to them is just natural.
No doubt. It's the adjustments that you can only make when the quarterback and receiver have the utmost trust that you're going to make the right decision. Those two always on the same page.
McMillan top of the formation. He's been joined out there by Michael Wiley. Empty backfield for Arizona on 2nd and 8. And there's T-Mac with a catch in the slot. Another first down. 2 catches, 56 yards.
Well, again, this is just an option route that T-Mac's going to have. You see him see the void and decide to cut in right there. He's got the option to cut out, go upfield. He sees the linebacker blitz to replace, and he turns right in, shows Fafita his eyes, and another great connection between those two.
Peyton Bowen, the freshman out of Denton Guyer, did all he could to try and slow down McMillan. A gain of 16 and a fresh set of downs for Arizona. This is an SEC crew working the game tonight.
False start. 79 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
David Smith is our referee. And Arizona goes backwards for the first time.
Yeah, Raymond Polito there with the false start. This offensive line for Arizona is a little bit of musical chairs this week. Jordan Morgan, the starting left tackle, is going to be an NFL prospect, probably a highly drafted guy. He opted out, so they had to move 3 guys around on that offensive front. New guys in new spots. That's probably why that penalty happened.
And not only replacing Morgan, future first-round pick, but a bunch of shuffling going on. In addition to that, McMillan gets bottled up. It's a loss of nearly 2 yards. Cole, what's the biggest adjustment Arizona has to make moving all those big guys around?
Well, number one is communication. It is loud down here, and it does feel like an Oklahoma home crowd, as you guys said earlier. You'll see pre-snap Josh Baker handles a lot for this offensive line. He'll have to direct traffic, and then just some of those fundamentals. Going from the right side to the left side, guys, it's very difficult. Your mental weight has to switch. Your lead foot has to switch. Your lead hand switches. Not as easy as some people might think.
Baker had 12 starts at center last year. Back there to try and anchor him tonight in the final game of the regular season for both. Jonah Coleman is now in at tailback for Arizona. Two-back set with Wiley. Fafita pressured, backtracking, lets it go, and that is incomplete. Good coverage on the back end on Tanner McLaughlin to tie it in by Danny Stutzman. First team all Big 12 linebacker.
Yeah, Fafita's going to have to drift to the left here as a shorter quarterback. Jed Fish mentioned this is the way he's going to find a throwing lane. This is a risky throw, though, with Danny Stutzman, 6'4" linebacker, and underneath coverage right there. It's a great job of McLaughlin getting his hands on it to at least break it up.
That's a throw of a guy who's coming off of a school record 527 yards. That felt like a heat check.
No doubt. Yeah, he's got the utmost confidence that he can make any throw in the book. And here on 3rd and long, maybe take the short one and see if the receiver can catch and run here.
Just a 3-man rush, gets rid of it quickly, and it's caught by Jacob Cowell. Transfer from Utah. He's a formidable duo with McMillan, stopped by Kip Lewis. And Tyler Loop on for Arizona. The penalty hurt the Wildcats on this opening drive. Loop 16 of 21 on the season. Call this one a 39-yarder. Only one miss from inside 40 in his career. And that one's good. Arizona able to cap in on an 8-play 57-yard drive, but missed opportunity having to settle for 3. Is this the beginning of a shootout? We'll find out when we see Oklahoma's new freshman quarterback. What a beautiful week here in San Antonio, and the Riverwalk part of this landscape. Arizona and Oklahoma. Oklahoma back here in the Alamo Bowl, played here a couple of years ago when they were a team in transition. Bob Stoops was the interim head coach, coached them to win against Oregon. His son will play a key role for Oklahoma today. Tyler Loop to kick it off after the Arizona field goal. Jalil Farouk back to receive for Oklahoma. Well, since ESPN started tracking recruits, Jackson Arnold is the highest rated recruit to sign with Oklahoma. He's from Denton Guyer High School and was a Gatorade National Player of the Year in 22. Saw some time against Arkansas State early in the season, helped put away the BYU game late in the year, and he makes his first collegiate start tonight. What are the nerves like for a guy like Jackson Arnold?
Well, you might think with the time off that eases nerves. I actually think the opposite. You have weeks and weeks to think about this moment, this start, your first career start in a big-time bowl game. Let's see if Seth Littrell manages some of his throws and decisions early to get him in rhythm.
Rated as the #1 dual threat quarterback by ESPN coming out of Guyer High School. Gavin Sawchuk is running back. They go play action, and this land is knocked down on the edge by Jacob Manu. Well, Arnold came in the BYU game in the second half, but only attempted 9 passes and completed 5 of them. They went heavy on the quarterback run in that game.
Yeah, that's kind of how we started the year. Sprinkling some quarterback runs. It was a rainy day at BYU.
They roll the pocket. He goes back against the grain, and that is incomplete. Trying to find Drake Stoops, and that'll leave 3rd and 10.
Good thing is he ran this same offense in high school. You saw the RPO on the first play. This play, he's such a good athlete. Get him outside the pocket as a young quarterback that's got nerves. Give him a clear picture. You know, I expect we see a lot more of that, and probably an easy, shorter throw here on 3rd.
Dylan Gabriel is off to Oregon, opening the door for Arnold, and some would say Arnold's arrival kind of pushed Gabriel out the door towards the Ducks. Pressure coming from his left side over the middle, and intercepted by Arizona. They've been a takeaway team all season, and they get another on Oklahoma's first possession. 2 years ago, they only had 6 takeaways, second fewest in the country, and now tonight they're 19th.
You can see the pressure come from the top of your screen right there, and watch the free safety. He's got eyes on this the whole way. This is called a cut technique. When that inside slot receiver breaks or releases to the inside, the safety is going to drive down hard to take away those RPO throws, those slant throws. That's a great job by Genesis Smith, and a huge play for Arizona early.
We had a long talk with defensive coordinator Johnny Nansen about that specific technique yesterday. He said, listen, all these college offenses have evolved. It's time for defense to evolve. Short field for the Wildcats. Fafita wants to go deep, wants it all. He's got it all. Jacob Cowing from 35. What a start for Noah Fafita and Arizona. Top 15 in the country in explosive plays. They already have 2 of them tonight. And Cowing cashes in on the second for his 12th receiving touchdown of the season. Tyler Loop for the point after. Quick hitters from Arizona, 10-0 Cats. Genesis of that scoring came from a takeaway.
Yeah, 2 young, talented quarterbacks having opposite starts tonight. The early mistake by Jackson Arnold in his first ever collegiate start, followed up by the introduction of Noah Fafita to the college football world on a huge post route.
Yesterday turned to nearly a free-for-all. They don't know each other that well. Only the 3rd meeting overall, the first under Barry Switzer, 1988. Oklahoma won in Norman, and then Dick Tomey the following season held the Sooners just 3 points in Arizona on the 2nd overall matchup. No return for Oklahoma. And so after an 0-for-3 start, Jackson Arnold back under center. Cole, you saw him talking with his offensive lineman when he came off the field after the pick. How can an offensive lineman help a young quarterback in this scenario?
Well, first off, you want to inject that confidence. You're the guys in front of him protecting him, right? But I think what I saw that I really liked was McCade Metallier and Troy Everett center going up and obviously trying to make him laugh, trying to make him have a little bit more fun, loosen him up a little bit. Probably not even talking about football-related items, Tom.
It's like me telling you all those knock-knock jokes before we go on air, Jordan. Orange. Incomplete. Trying to find Jalil Farouk.
Well, you're already seeing the plan for a young quarterback, and I actually think throwing an interception to start it almost eases the nerves a little bit. It can't get any worse. Just go out there and play. So Seth Luttrell right now trying to find those things that his young quarterback does well. The RPOs, the 2nd time there we've seen him get outside the pocket. Let him be an athlete.
Luttrell taking over for Jeff Levy, new head coach of Mississippi State. Nothing doing in the ground game with Gavin Sawchuk. No gain.
Tom, I spoke to Seth Luttrell, Oklahoma offensive coordinator, on the field before the game, and he said, we want Jackson Arnold to take chances. We want him to take risks because we want him to understand how different plays are going to play out. And we want him to have that confidence to be able to create explosive plays. What this offense does, said, we're not going to dial it back very much for him at all tonight.
Well, they've had time to get him up to speed. Luttrell, well known to the Arizona fans. He was the offensive coordinator for Mike Stoops, on the staff with Stoops from 2009 to 11. Former head coach in North Texas. 3rd down 10. And that is a bullet for a completion to Nick Anderson, who is immediately swarmed after a pickup of about 6. So Oklahoma came into this game 6th in the country in passing, 5th in total offense. They've run into a couple of roadblocks here. Arizona's saying punt safe on 4th down with Luke Elzinga on to punt it away. Cowing is set to return for the Wildcats. Elzinga was the short field punter first half of the season. Took over all of the punting duties about midway. That one takes a huge OU bounce and will trickle all the way inside the 15 and rolls nearly to the 10. 59-yard punt. How about Noah Fafita? What a start.
Well, you've already seen the arm talent. What I love about this kid, he is a magician. He has a knack for finding throws, whether that's breaking a tackle, throwing off platform, as you see right here, or drifting. Finding those lanes, and he can throw from any platform. Doesn't need to have his feet set, and that right there, that is filthy. The ability to change and manipulate your arm angle. That's why I said he reminds me a lot, and hope you're sitting down right now, of Patrick Mahomes in a Kyler Murray body. He just got that type of raw ability. Now, he's not Patrick Mahomes, but the talent and the development are going to turn him into one heck of a player.
He took over for Jaden DeLora, who was a starter to begin the season. This is the tight end, Tanner McLaughlin. He takes it nearly to the 30. DeLora suffered a sprained ankle against Stanford. Fafita entered, and he never lost the job after that.
And again, I showed the creativity, right? The knack to make those second reaction plays. But what won him this starting job, even when DeLora got healthy, was his decision making and his accuracy. Taking those easy throws, those open throws, like you saw in that last play.
DeLora has been a great mentor to him as a teammate. On the ground with Jonah Coleman, and that was a big hole and an Arizona first down on a gain of 12. Peyton Bowen back on the field with his fingers taped up after a first quarter injury.
Boy, watch Jonah Sabanaya just wash the one technique defensive tackle right here to blow open that hole. And Jonah Coleman, a great job. That's supposed to hit a little more outside of getting north and south quick.
Here's Coleman on the receiving end. And he's forced out of bounds. Will maybe lose a yard. Leaves second and long.
Trying to use Raymond Polito as a decoy there, the opposite side of that screen. 6'6", 335 pounds, doing jumping jacks at the line of scrimmage.
That's saying something for an offensive lineman, Cole.
I wouldn't want the extra workout,
yeah,
extra conditioning during a play, but hey, if it gets the eyes of the defense over there, let's go. Not sure how you can miss him.
It is Bulls season. Why not a throwback? Isaiah Coe's got to hustle off the field. The play clock is at 1. And now Arizona has to use a timeout. They subbed. Oklahoma had a chance to sub, and Jed Fish didn't have the opportunity then to get the playoff before the play clock got so late, and he's pleading his case with this officiating crew. 2 more Bowl Mania matchups for you on Friday. This is a really interesting one due to how they both ended their seasons. It's Kentucky and Clemson. Kentucky coming off of a monster win against Louisville to close the regular season. Clemson really got it rolling late. Then the AutoZone Liberty Bowl is Memphis and Iowa State at 3:30. Both games are on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus.
Got Clemson, Kentucky, 2 programs trying to figure out what the trajectory for next season's going to be, right? Kentucky ended it on a high. Clemson underachieving for what we're used to from such a storied program as of the last, especially 5 to 10 years, and the success that they've had. It's going to be a heck of a matchup.
You think Tyler is getting credit for calling into the coaches show and turning the season around? Because Clemson hadn't lost since then.
I tell you what, he's taken all the credit.
He should.
In his circle.
And Venables was with Dabo from 12 to 21. Some national championships there after winning one with Bob Stoops at Oklahoma. On 2nd and 12, 5-man rush. Fafita got hit as he threw, and he's able to find Cowing at the sideline. Another huge play. It's a pickup of 23.
A lot of pressure early here on Fafita. Long play action. This play takes a while to develop. And you see the pressure there, but he lets this go with such anticipation. That ball's out now. Before Cowing even ever turns his head around or sets the angle of his route, the trust that Noah Fafita has and the ability to anticipate there on full display.
Jacob Cowing is number 1 among active players in receiving yards. He's got over 4,300 now after 2 big catches tonight. A little play action. Fafita had his man Jonah Coleman just a hair high. Darren Cannick came in on coverage for Oklahoma.
Boy, that right side of the offensive line for Arizona, as we mentioned, there were some musical chairs. Jonah Sabanaya, the right tackle, moved into right guard. Joseph Borhone was a reserve lineman, moved to right tackle. That's the 2nd play in a row that Rondell Bothroyd for Oklahoma has got pressure in the interior. They got to shore things up there and settle down as these linemen are all in new spots because of Jordan Morgan, their left tackle, opting out for the NFL.
Bothroyd, number 80, honorable mention all Big 12. Fake toss, come back to set up a screen to McMillan. Changed direction and picked up 6. So 3rd down now for Arizona. Third possession of the night for Jed Fish's Wildcats. They're averaging 11 yards a play. They've outgained Oklahoma already 152-6.
Well, you see Oklahoma slowly trotting off another defensive lineman. A little gamesmanship there as they're substituting, trying to give defensive coordinator one extra look at the formation.
Cowing in motion, play clock at 2. A lot of games up front, flag down. Fafita escapes with a pump fake, and then he gets dragged down. Billy Bowman Jr. comes in to make the play behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 3 on the sack for Bowman.
Boy, watch the defensive line games that Oklahoma's using up front.
Asking Oklahoma if they want to accept the holding.
Number 62 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 3rd down.
That's Joseph Bohon.
Yeah, with all the movement, the lateral movement you see, the guys are going to slant this way, and he's going to loop all the way around from the left tackle position, right? He's over the left tackle, loops all the way around, Thomas does, to get that initial pressure on Fafita, but there was a few of them there. And again, when you got an offensive line that's in new spots, moving as much as possible as a defensive line is really going to create some issues.
Pressure on those guys up front to communicate. 3rd and 15 for Noah Fafita, who was 9 of 12 for 138 yards already. And a pat that on Fafita lets it go to the sideline high and incomplete. Malachi Riley was the intended receiver. Well, that Arizona offensive line having a tough time in that series.
And Oklahoma starting to settle in. And that was a huge stop right there. Obviously, Arizona jumped out to the big lead off the interception, threw the big touchdown immediately after. That was an important drive for this Oklahoma defense to settle it down and keep the pressure off your young quarterback.
Gavin Freeman back to receive this one from Kyle Ostendorp. Ostendorp trying to angle it to the corner, and it carries into the end zone. 44-yard punt. 10-0 Arizona on a beautiful night in San Antonio along the Riverwalk. Happy holidays from the Alamo Bowl.
But watch that running back from Missouri, Cody Schrader, former walk-on, one of the best in the country.
Led the SEC in rushing this year. Gavin Sawchuk picks up just 2 on his carry. Coming in with 4 consecutive 100-yard games for Sawchuk. Oklahoma will be in the SEC next year. They'll renew that rivalry with Missouri. And for a Big 12 championship back in the day, and Oklahoma make the trip to Columbia to take on those Tigers. 2nd and 8 for Jackson Arnold. Austin Stogner, the lead blocker, in motion, and now they throw it, and it's complete for a 1st down. It's Nick Anderson. A little RPO action and a pickup of 14.
Yeah, this is the comfort zone for Jackson Arnold. Going to be an RPO. You see these backers on the right side of your screen bite up just a little bit. The slant goes right behind them.
And then nothing doing on the run. Sawchuk just tossed to the side on a loss of 1.
That's really been the impressive part about this Arizona turnaround as a team, how they rebuilt the defensive front, especially the front 7. You get transfers from Georgia, UCLA, Michigan, all playing huge roles. And that's why that rush defense went from one of the worst in the country to one of the best.
It was part of the blueprint for Jed Fish when he took over. They started with an offensive rebuild year 1 and then addressed the defense year 2. That one got out through traffic. It Stoops. Bob's boy picks up 10. What a career he's had in Norman. Started as a walk-on, earned a scholarship, and one of the best wide receivers in the conference this year, leading the Big 12 in touchdown catches. As Tully Walker gets a carry to pick up the Oklahoma first down. And finally, Jackson Arnold and this OU offense has found some rhythm.
Yeah, and look, this is still the Jeff Levy offense. It roots in the Baylor system. They want to go as fast as possible, and sometimes the faster you go, the more simple it gets for your young quarterback and the more in rhythm he can be.
Arnold steps away from trouble. There's a flag down, likely another holding, and Stogner delivered a hit, and there's an injured player down for Arizona. Tacario Davis was the first man there to try and bring down the 6'6", 250-pound Stogner.
Holding, number 76 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay first down.
And all of that for not. They got Jacob Sexton, a sophomore from Edmond, for holding. Athletic training staff tending to Tacario Davis, who's from Long Beach, California. He's been great on the back end for Arizona this season. Honorable mention all Pac-12. And that was a scary hit, outweighed by the big Stogner.
He's going to deliver the initial blow. And just gets stunned a little bit on contact. Great to see him pop up. Sometimes that's just a little stinger. You know, part of your body feels like it's all a funny bone and it's buzzing. You can see as he gets his right shoulder in there. Stunned in contact there with Austin Stogner, but good to see him pop up. Get off the field on his own.
As far as Stogner is concerned, that's his 12th consecutive game with a reception as Davis heads to the sideline. Oh, pardon me, not a catch. That was holding and brings it back. They're going to take Davis into the tent. Stogner started his career at Oklahoma. Shane Beamer convinced him to transfer to South Carolina. Spent a year with the Gamecocks and then came back to Norman. First and 20. Very patient start for Gavin Sawchuk in the front end of that run. He only picks up a couple.
Sawchuk's really came on the last 4 games or so, averaging about 120 yards per game. Had a huge one against TCU, going for 130 and 3 touchdowns. And you got a young quarterback, you need to get that run game going early, and then let that play action start to be a big part of the arsenal.
Sawchuk averaged nearly 7 yards a carry in November. So far tonight, averaging less than 1 yard a carry. Looking to go deep. It stoops down the sideline, and it's another pick. Arizona's Gunnar Maldonado came over from his safety spot. Second pick of the season for the junior from Chandler, Arizona, by way of Northwestern.
Boy, little switch release right here with Stoops. You're going to see Stoops' mailbox. What does that mean? He throws up his right hand trying to get Arnold to throw that ball. Now Arnold sees him just a tick late, and free safety is able to come from the middle of the field all the way over. We're always taught when it's a honey hole throw on the sideline right there in between coverage, that's got to be 18 to 22 yards. Any deeper, you give that free safety time to get over the top and undercut it like Maldonado did right there.
15 takeaways on the season now for Arizona after being one of the worst in the country at it last year. That rebuilt defense flexing its muscles tonight. Jonah Coleman in at running back behind Noah Fafita. And Wiley takes it around the edge. And he delivered a hit before he got popped down after a pickup of 4. Kanai Walker in with the stop for Oklahoma.
Well, and some of those mistakes from Jackson Arnold, that's just not having game reps. There's a big difference between reps in practice and the timing that some of those plays hit and what happens in a game. Much more fluid in a game. Some things happen quicker, some later. That's just a lack of reps in big time moments. He's gonna get plenty of practice, gonna get plenty of experience, A couple mistakes early. You expect that from a young quarterback.
And it felt like he had predetermined that he was going to Stoops on that last play. Arizona runs it again. This is DJ Williams with his first carry, and that's going to be right near the marker. In fact, they'll say first down. And I think in comparison to Noah Fafita, who seems to go off script more often than not, Fafita never seems married to a play unless it's him trying to find T-Mac. Here's Williams again, and he got tripped up before a big gain. It's only a gain of 3. Robert Spears-Jennings to stop.
Well, it's a great point, right? But they've probably repped that exact play that he threw the interception on 10 times in the last couple of weeks. And every time it probably hit a little further downfield. And that's just what a young quarterback's used to.
Incomplete, trying to find McMillan. Billy Bowman Jr. and the coverage for Oklahoma. What a season for Bowman, first team all Big 12. 3 pick-6s in the first team All-America season for the junior out of Denton Ryan.
Boy, the way this offense is looking so far, they might need a little bit of that Bowman magic. All right, 3 touchdowns on interceptions this year. They're going to need this defense to get a big momentum play here to keep him in this game.
Bowman seemed to save the BYU game with a 100-yard pick-6. The BYU knocking on the door. That's complete to McMillan. And he's got another Arizona first down through the air.
Boy, you see the late pressure coming from the right side, and Fafita doesn't blink. He just knows McMillan's going to be right in that void on the second level, hangs in there, waiting for him to come out of that break, and delivers a strike.
No, Fafita is so good against pressure. The numbers back it up. But why does that fit him?
Well, he's fluid. He's able to throw from different platforms, so his feet can be facing one direction, and he's still able to be accurate and with velocity.
Arizona runs it with DJ Williams.
So a perfect example, when that secondary player is blitzing, normal quarterbacks, you want to have your feet facing towards the receiver. Well, he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to step into that throw. He can wait till the last minute and just rotate through and still get the velocity on that ball.
A little bit unconventional, maybe undersized, but a big heart, a big arm, and an early big lead for Arizona. Number 14 Wildcats scored on their first 2 possessions thanks to the big plays through the air. And after the first quarter, the Valero Alamo Bowl, 10-0 Arizona. Bowl mania. Happy holidays from San Antonio. Moments ago, Cole caught up with Arizona head coach Jed Fish.
Coach Fish, hot start for Noah Fafita. Obviously, hit a couple of big plays. Now that Oklahoma defense starting to move a lot, stunt, bring different pressures. How do you keep him clean?
Yeah, we just got to keep finding ways to get the ball in different spots, different places. Got to run the ball better than we have. See if we can balance and run the pass a little bit more, and see if we can score a touchdown here.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Noah Fafita off to a good start. 10 of 15. And he's going deep off his back foot and just a hair high for McMillan. Isaiah Coe brought the pressure on Fafita.
Boy, and that was a great play design there. The late motion pulled the tight coverage off McMillan, gave him some cushion in green grass, but again, it was the pressure in the face of Noah Fafita. Thank you. I'm listening to Cole too much.
It's contagious. And it leaves a 3rd and 9. Fafita's listed at 5'11". That is being generous.
Yeah.
And Jed Fish said, I had to think twice about how I coach my quarterbacks forever in the NFL and otherwise. You've been coaching big QBs. Another completion over the heart of the defense. It's Jacob Cowing to the logo. And a first down for U of A.
Boy, watch the angle. That's finding ways to throw around offensive linemen, right? He's not big enough to be able to throw over these guys. You know, you got to be 6'3", 6'4" to be able to do that. So the arm angle just zipping it by your offensive lineman's head under pressure.
Fish was telling us, he said, you know, I used to be a real stickler for the rules of our pocket game. Jonah Coleman, the running back now. And he takes it straight ahead. Jaden Delore is maybe 6 feet. He was their starter to begin the season. And guys would leave the pocket. The timing would get off. I'd jump them and they'd say, Coach, it's the only way I can see where I'm throwing the football to. He said, I had to transition as a coach. On 2nd and down, back to the run game, and Jonah Coleman taken down.
And I was in the quarterback room with the Jacksonville Jaguars with Jed Fish. He was our offensive coordinator and quarterback coach, so I can attest he is all about fundamentals, footwork, timing. That's right. He said, I was used to working with 6'4" quarterbacks my entire career. And these quarterbacks, you can't be as tight with those fundamentals. Sometimes they have to find a lane just to see. And that's what you're seeing when Fafita drifts or when that arm angle changes, just finding any way he can to get the ball out clean.
Another quarterback coming in for the spring semester, one of the best quarterbacks in the state of Arizona. He's only 5'10". On 3rd and 6. Fafita hit as he throw a wobbler, and it's incomplete. Bothroyd was the one that got in and got pressure on Noah Fafita.
Boy, once again, Bothroyd all over Fafita. Nothing special there, just an outside pass rush. He's going to win and does a great job knowing he can't get a hit on Fafita, getting that arm, and got a piece of Fafita's arm.
Tyler Loop has already made from 39. This will be from 38. Junior from Lucas, Texas. It would have been good 60, it felt like. Arizona has to settle for a field goal again, but the Wildcats with a 13-0 lead inside the Alamo Dome. Jackson Arnold trying to find some rhythm for this Oklahoma offense. He only has 3 completions in 8 attempts in his first collegiate start. Highly touted recruit, Gatorade National Player of the Year. A new era in college football, especially the quarterback position. You get a chance to move on, and you do, and that's what's going on with Dylan Gabriel. He's committed to Oregon. Here's a list of some of the notable quarterbacks that are in the portal. Some have found a home, some haven't yet, including K.J. Jefferson leaving Arkansas. So you lose a guy like Dylan Gabriel, who piloted one of the nation's most productive offenses, and you have to make an adjustment with a freshman making his first start. The future's bright for Arnold, but in the present, he certainly hasn't hit what Gabriel was able to do.
Yeah, and what you lack without Dylan Gabriel is not physical, it's mental. That first interception, that was a cut technique that an experienced quarterback would know a defense is going to do. Young quarterback, that's not in his repertoire yet. Late on a throw that you got to know has got to hit before 22 yards. That's the mental part of the game that Jackson Arnold is going to start to develop with more experience.
Good route by Nick Anderson. And he's able to take it for a gain of 8 on first down. Seth Luttrell recruited Jackson Arnold when he was at Denton Guyer. Luttrell was the head coach at North Texas. Got an eye on him early. It was funny how he first discovered him. Goes to Anderson for a first down here. His wide receivers coach had a daughter on the 9th grade cheerleading team at Arnold's high school. Arnold was only playing freshman football there, and he said, I was giving my coach a hard time because he had to go watch the cheerleading squad at a 9th grade football game. And he came back, he said, Coach, their freshman quarterback is so good, we need to offer him now. There's a flag down on another completion, 3rd straight to Anderson. And he laughed and he said, he's not even on the varsity team. You want to offer him? He goes, believe me, we need to offer this Jackson Arnold kid right now. That was a trip to watch the cheerleading that really paid off.
An eligible receiver downfield on the offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
McKay Mathieu making his 53rd career start. Got a little far too down the field.
Yeah, you can see him pointing at his chest saying, my bad. Look, when you live in an RPO world, sometimes those linemen, you got to stop at that 3-yard mark, right? It's really easy to let your momentum carry you through. Just discipline there.
They motion Stogner out. And a quarterback run for Jackson Arnold. He was in between a slide and ended up getting taken down by Maldonado on a gain of 9.
Boy, this is that element that Jackson Arnold brings. One of the top dual threat, I think #1 dual threat quarterback. Obviously is one of the top quarterbacks overall coming out.
And delivers a strike on a comeback to Jalil Farouk.
And do you feel that? You feel the rhythm that he's starting to play with now a little bit? As they pick up positive gains on 1st and 2nd down, that allows them to get into that tempo, allows your quarterback to get a rhythm and settle in.
Got it at midfield now. Arnold checks it down and is able to complete to Tawee Walker. Jackson Arnold, who made it audible at the end of the BYU game that sealed the game, came to the line of scrimmage on a 3rd and 7 and checked to a slant, and then they were able to salt it away after that. Stoops in motion. Knowledge is there. The confidence is there. Can the ground game help him out? That's a 1st down run by Walker.
You're starting to see some hands on the hips of this Arizona defense. That's what this tempo and pace will do.
7th play of the drive. Walker's an interesting situation coming into this game tonight. He's in the transfer portal. He's a walk-on running back out of North Las Vegas by way of Palomar College. Took a year off to care for his young son before he showed up in junior college and then Oklahoma. And talking with Brent Venables and their staff, they said, listen, if you're in good standing with this team and you want to better yourself in your situation and you're not a distraction, yeah, we'll let you play. And Walker trying to do just that. Something as simple as finding a scholarship. Down the sideline, and what a catch. And they say out of bounds and incomplete to the tall receiver, Jaden Gibson, who used every bit of that 6'5" frame to try and make a helmet catch over the top of his defender.
Boy, and so close there. Again, remember, Takario Davis, the 6'4" corner, went out with an injury earlier. Normally this Arizona team is really tall and big on the outside. Down one of their best corners now. Oklahoma trying to take advantage of it.
Davis, we're told, has been helped back to the locker room. Swing pass. Sawchuk stays on his feet. Oklahoma 1st down and inside the 20.
Well, this is a great job blocking downfield by Drake Stoops, the do-everything wide receiver. He's got a little frame, but that's all effort there, opening up the hole for Sawchuk.
Gavin Sawchuk again. Touchdown, Oklahoma. So the balance for the Oklahoma offense allows them to cash in after a 10-play drive that covered 75 yards. Zach Schmidt on for the point after. Oklahoma finally finds the scoreboard. And what was assumed to be a high-scoring affair, the Sooners trying to pull their weight. Schmidt remains perfect in his career on extra points.
I watched Jacob Sexton and Walter Rouse. They're going to pull 2 guys from the backside, but they're in tackle over. 2 tackles to the right side. Left tackle Rouse went to the right side. 2 big down blocks to open up a big hole for Sawchuk, and Oklahoma's back in it.
Washington run game.
Davion Celestine asks for a fair catch and takes it at about the 2. And it'll bring Noah Fafita out. Fafita took over for Jaden Delore, as I mentioned, after Delore suffered an ankle injury against Stanford. They had a bye week coming up a couple of weeks after that game, and we're going to try to ease Delore back in, but Fafita was so effective, and the offense just kind of took off. We're talking to Jed Fish about it. I said, man, everybody played well. Delore entered his name in the transfer portal officially, got the paperwork done today. He is the backup tonight. Over the middle, McLaughlin with the catch, and that's a pickup of 5. Tight end out of Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada. Broke Gronk's career record for catches by a tight end. That's his 77th of his career. Mayshawn Luke now in the tailback. Now play action. Tight end cover. They nearly picked it off. They did. Oklahoma interception. Another wobbler out of the hand of Fafita because of pressure. And Kenai Walker with the Oklahoma takeaway.
Well, it was man coverage for Oklahoma. They wanted to take the shot downfield to Jacob Cowan. Coverage was there by Billy Bowman, so this is just late. Noah Fafita trying to squeeze one in to McMillan. Believe it was tipped. Yeah, tipped at the line of scrimmage there.
Kendall Dolby got his fingertips on it. Is that a byproduct of having shorter quarterback?
It is. It's also a byproduct of being late, right? Allowing those defensive linemen to get closer to the quarterback because the coverage was so good on the back end.
You said that Oklahoma defense, which has been a takeaway machine all season, might need to give the Sooners a boost. And it's given Jackson Arnold a short field to work with here. And think about the drives that Arizona was able to put together, especially in the first quarter, early second quarter, having to settle for a couple of field goals and keeping it a manageable deficit for OU. Things have certainly shifted in the second quarter. Arnold over the middle, complete for a first down. Farouk inside the 10, but lost the football and may have just gifted it right back to the Wildcats. Gunnar Maldonado had a pick earlier this game. Now he's got a fumble recovery, and Arizona rips it away from Oklahoma. And just like that, momentum swings right back to the boys from the desert. Forced out by Martell Irby, recovered by Maldonado.
I feel like Jordan 96, 97. Whoa! I'm about to lose it. My mind about to short circuit. I just want to thank you, Lord, for all of this. Every part of the journey, Lord. If they get this part, and you watching this young man or young lady, bro, chase your dreams. Hey, hey, hey. Ho. Hey, hey, hey.
What a turnaround in this game. Martell Irby with the forced fumble, and what a story he is after playing at UCLA originally as a running back. And then he gave up football, got a new lease on his football life, and he's making the most of it. That one complete to Malachi Riley, and Coley's making an impact tonight.
Well, making that impact, but it took a long time to get back into the game. He retired from the game after he had a car accident, suffered a concussion, said I was depressed. I didn't want to be around football anymore, but I figured out I needed to do it on my own. I separated from my parents, didn't really involve them, took the last bit of money that he had, bought a 2016 white Kia Optima, spoke to defensive coordinator Johnny Nansen in December. He said, I don't have a spot for you. You can potentially come and try to walk on. He arrived in Tucson in January to prepare to be a walk-on for this Arizona football team.
Arizona keeps it on the ground, maybe picks up one. Nansen was the defensive coordinator at UCLA before coming to Arizona. Irby at one point had to take a job at a fitness center so he could get showers in during the day. Joined as a walk-on and now one of 6 team captains this season for this Arizona team. 3rd and short after Irby forced the fumble. Fafita, deep drop, deep throw to midfield, and what an adjustment by McMillan. Hauled that in like a punt returner. It's a gain of 42.
Boy, watch the blitz pick up right there by Wiley. Throws his body in front of Kinnick, giving Noah Fafita just enough time. And that's one of those that you go, hey, number 4's running down there. He's down there somewhere. I'm just going to throw it up.
116 of Fafita's 221 yards through the air tonight have been hauled in by McMillan, including a 40-yarder to start the game. Here's Michael Wiley with a stiff arm, and he picks up an Arizona first down.
I mean, that was double coverage. McMillan running right down the middle of the field, and Fafita goes, my guy's going to make a play.
They first got to know each other in 8th grade when McMillan came over to play for Noah's dad's 8th grade team. And they're telling us that there's so much nonverbal communication and cues that they use in the field because they've been together for so long. Incomplete to Wiley. Take you back to Servite High School in Anaheim, and these guys really became a dynamite duo. And it became important enough that Noah Fifita committed to Arizona first. Who said, did you tell the T-Mac what you had done or put pressure on him or recruit him? He said, no, it's such an important decision to make. I didn't want to put any pressure on him. And then McMillan didn't tell Fifita either. He had committed, and then they had a basketball game. Game started at 8:30. By the time T-Mac rolled in, he said, I told the guys, you're not getting any news till we're done with this game. And afterwards told his best friend and high school teammate about it. Incomplete, trying to find Cowling in the end zone. Billy Bowman Jr. with the coverage.
But I thought the most interesting part of their relationship is that they used to play Madden back in the day, and actually Noah would be the receiver, McMillan would be the quarterback, and he said they would start making up routes against different coverages. He said they would try to get creative as possible, and then that spilled over into actual games in high school where McMillan T-Mac would have a go route, and he'd go, I'm just going to bend this off right here because I think my guy's going to find me. So that chemistry and the ability to not run what's on paper started in high school.
Fifita on 3rd and 10 gets taken down. Held on a second too long, and Isaiah Coe combines with Marcus Stripling for the Oklahoma sack. It's a loss of 12.
Boy, Josh Baker, center, has his hands full. Watch it come right down the A-gap. Pressure right down the middle in the lap of Fifita, and that's kind of been the story. This Arizona offensive line, 3 guys playing new positions in Oklahoma. Their movement, shooting gaps, has been giving this O-line fits all night.
Fair catch taken inside the 10. It's taken at the 8 after a 33-yard punt. Arizona defense will be back on the field. Martell Irby, the senior from San Diego, back on a football field this season, and maybe a touchdown-saving punch-out to get the ball back to the Cats. Fresh set of downs for Oklahoma, and freshman quarterback Jackson Arnold. Arnold trying to run with it, and Arizona had it well defended by Traden Stukes. Arnold with a slow start, 3 for 8 with 2 picks. The last quarterback for Oklahoma to throw 2 picks in his first start was Rhett Bomar. He was a sophomore when he made his first start, 2005. Bounce out for Sawchuk. First down, plenty more. All the way to midfield. Gavin Sawchuk inside the 30. Gunnar Maldonado finally tracked him down. 63-yard run.
Boy, watch Bill Norton right here. I think he's going to get inside. He has to be outside. He's contained there. Loses contain, gets too far inside. That leaves the lane on the outside open for Sawchuk in the big game.
Arnold, plenty of time as the pocket holds. Now he leaves it, and after the clutch, nearly picked off. It ends up incomplete to Gavin Freeman. Freeman thought he caught it. Martell Irby was all over it. It is ruled a catch.
Was a completion.
Well, yeah, I think he got it. And Maldonado right there trying to get his second interception. Risky decision there by the young quarterback, thrown back across his body late. It's one of those cardinal sins, but that time paid off.
So it leaves 2nd and 1. Incomplete, trying to find Farouk. And there's a late flag. Came from the side judge after the ball had already fallen incomplete. Kind of an all-star crew tonight. This SEC crew doesn't work regular season games together all season.
Holding, number 82 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 2nd down.
And that's Freeman, the sophomore from Oklahoma City, and that'll back him up big. So from 3rd and 1 to 2nd and long. 2nd and 11.
Yeah, and this is one of those areas of the football field where with a young quarterback, situational football and awareness comes into play, right? It's 13-7 right now. You got to get at least 3 out of this drive. You're in field goal range right now. Can't take a sack, can't make a bad decision and back yourself up here.
Oklahoma will get the ball to start the second half. Arnold leaves the pocket straight ahead. Nobody there. First down run into the 10. 19-yard scramble by Jackson Arnold. Three and a half to play in the second quarter. Tawee Walker goes down, helmet rolling down to the goal line. That came off of the right tackle, Jacob Sexton. Sexton will have to leave the field for a play. Replaced by Jake Taylor. Cole.
Yeah, Jake Taylor going to come in because of the depth issues for Oklahoma. Bill Beatable, the offensive line coach, told me Jake Taylor going to back up most likely 4 positions for this Oklahoma offensive line tonight.
Sophomore out of Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas. Sawchuk in at tailback on 2nd and goal. Arnold pressure from behind, doesn't see it, floats back in the end zone. Touchdown Oklahoma, Nick Anderson.
That is an unbelievable job by Nick Anderson. Looks like he secures it. That might even be good on Sundays with the toe drag. And I love the decision there by the young quarterback, Jackson Arnold. That play is designed as a quick, easy throw to Drake Stoops coming from the right side to the left. Buys himself a little time running towards the sideline to his left as a right-handed quarterback. Extremely difficult throw, but that's where you see the talent of number 10 for Oklahoma.
Sooners looking for their first lead of the game. Zach Schmidt punches it through, and it's a 14-13 Oklahoma advantage.
Hey, you're going to see they're going to run Drake Stoops from the right side across the formation. Just trying to get him a quick throw in space. Nothing's there. Arnold buys some time, and look how difficult that throw is. With pressure on him, sprinting to the left. Put it in the only spot he was able to, and Anderson with a circus catch.
Anderson, an Oklahoma freshman record, his 10th touchdown reception of the season. What a year for the second-year player at Katy High School here in Texas. Nobody's done it better as the freshman in Sooner history. He was originally committed to Oregon, 6A state championship at Katy High School. His brother Rodney was a running back here 5 years ago. Big season for Anderson, a big catch in the Red River rivalry against Texas, handing the Longhorns their only loss of the year. And now the Wildcats playing from behind for the first time. Fair catch taken at the 5-yard line. This season, for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, Allstate will make a contribution to the university's general scholarship fund. Thank you, Allstate. Been kind of a chaotic first half here. Ted Roof felt the chaos early in the second quarter after Oklahoma had picked off a pass. He left and went to the restroom right behind us here on the broadcast and suite level, and then had to sprint back to the coach's box to realize that they had just fumbled it back, and they were back on defense.
Just when you think you got a second, that's how this game's going to be, I think, for 4 quarters. Buckle up.
Just straight chaos. Here's Fafita. Rolls out, throws back the original way to Wiley. And there's a flag on the play.
Holding on the offense, number 79. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
So this was Roof once he realized or trying to realize what happened, talking to his staff. We fumbled? Yeah. One play?
Yeah, he punched it out. It's crazy.
This straight chaos. Fafita's thrown for 221 here in the first half. He had a record-setting first half against Arizona State last time out. Able to complete this to Montana and Lamonius Craig, the Colorado transfer. Where is Fafita at his best?
I think he's at his best. What you just saw right there is the quick distribution of the football, right? The RPOs, the quick throws like that. And then the 1A is that. The 1B would be when you know what breaks loose, and he's just got to create, make something happen when it's chaos like we've seen.
Four-man rush on 2nd and 15. They got to him! What a rush by Oklahoma and R. Mason Thomas. Timeout taken by Oklahoma.
Boy, Thomas working on the right side of your screen there against Raymond Polito, the true freshman left tackle who's starting in that position for the first time in his collegiate career.
Their first. Please
Had been playing right guard, now on the left side, tasked with facing Oklahoma's best pass rushers and pressure down after down.
3rd and 22 remaining. Our next NFL game is Saturday night in Dallas. We'll have the big NFC matchup between Jared Goff and the Lions and Dak Prescott and the Cowboys at 8 Eastern on ABC, ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus. It leaves 3rd and 22, and Oklahoma and this Sooner crowd trying to seize momentum late in the first half. Fafita really took a shot from the forearm on that sack. 3-man rush now. Fafita loads up, lets it go. Incomplete. McMillan was locked up downfield by Woody Washington.
And that was just designed to be a jump ball the whole way. Woody Washington in great position. A little bit of hand fighting, but not one McMillan I think could have made a play on.
Kyle Ostendorf, preseason honorable mention Pac-12 conference, punted away from inside the end zone. Low snap. Got it away clean and absolutely smoked it. Freeman over the shoulder at the 30. Stays alive with a U-turn and then gets taken down at the 29. Fantastic coverage after a 57-yard punt.
Well, this young, talented quarterback, Jackson Arnold, channeling a little bit of Chef Curry out here tonight after a slow start to the game. He has been cooking in this second quarter, doing it with his legs, and then the scramble play, throwing a dime to Nick Anderson on the outside. It was the Oklahoma defense keeping them in the game early and giving Jackson opportunities to fight them back into this game. And it's pretty crazy how this game started. They're up 1 now. Headed in.
And how he wears or doesn't wear the mouthpiece.
Oh, yeah, he never does. You watch film. He's just got that hanging out the whole time. I guess it still kind of works.
I suppose.
Does it?
Yeah. Enough. 1:27 to play in the half. 2 timeouts remaining for Oklahoma. Arnold has to use a timeout here.
Oklahoma, their second. This will be a 30-second
2 quarters
timeout.
tonight. Arizona came shot out of a cannon. Put up 181 yards in the first quarter, able to build what was a 10-0 lead at the time. Oklahoma, after 2 first quarter picks, finally found some balance in the second.
As I mentioned, the defense giving this offense opportunities. Did Oklahoma, what was it, 3-4 times Arizona passed the 50 and then didn't get points. And right now, sitting with 1.5 minutes left, think about it. Arizona got the opening kick. So Oklahoma's going to get the ball after halftime. You want to be careful, right? Jackson Arnold has played really well this second quarter, but made some mistakes early. Last thing you want to do is give Arizona another opportunity before half when you're going to get it to start the third quarter.
14 unanswered for Oklahoma, 1:27 to play in the first half. And so they'll keep it on the ground with Sawchuk. Second-year freshman out of Littleton, Colorado. Two-time Gatorade Player of the Year, the first in Colorado since Christian McCaffrey. Sawchuk has elite speed, an elite blocker, and gets tracked down from behind. 1:02 to play, 1:01, and Oklahoma will let it roll.
I'm surprised, actually, Arizona not using a timeout.
Yeah.
Especially see if you can get a stop on third down, force them to punt it back. Especially with two, you can't take them with you into halftime.
Sooners snap it with 22 on the clock. Arnold's going to run for a first down, direct some traffic and go down. 37 seconds left. Zach Schmidt, their kicker, has a long of 46 this season. Still a lot of meat left on the bone. Safety blitz. They pick it up. Arnold with a dime to Stoops. 22 and rolling.
Well, you're already seeing,
taken.
and you're already seeing the maturation of a quarterback. So patient there.
Timeout.
Arizona brought the blitz.
Oklahoma.
He didn't panic, stepped up in the pocket, and delivered a strike to Stoops.
23 seconds. 2-3.
1 point Oklahoma lead. Let's take a moment to look at this year's finalists for the Navy Federal Credit Union ROTC All-American Scholarship. With Cole Kublik, Jordan Rogers, Tom Hart, our fantastic crew at the Valero Alamo Bowl. The teams who played in this one last year, Washington and Texas, ended up in this year's college football playoff. With a promise in the direction that these programs are going, expanded playoff to 12 teams next year. Wouldn't be a surprise to see these two teams in the playoff next year.
No doubt. I mean, both these teams proved that they're one of the best in the entire country. I mean, Arizona lost one game in regulation this year to the #2 team in the country. Oklahoma beat Texas, the #3 team in the country. 2 losses, combined 8 points. I mean, both these teams are a few plays a game away from a magical season.
On 2nd and 5. Incomplete. Trying to find Nick Anderson. Boy, Cole, both offensive lines are just getting tore up in this game tonight.
Well, it's a lot of run through, and you have mentioned multiple times about these offensive lines communicating because they're new. They've moved some pieces around, different players that haven't played a ton. A lot of that communication is physical as well. You get these twists, these stunts. You have to bump the person next to you off to be able to pick those up, and it's not easy if you haven't worked it a ton together.
3rd and 5. Pressure up the middle. They pick it up. And now Arnold's got a scramble. And the righty going to his left gets escorted out of bounds. And there is going to be a flag dropped, I believe, for a late hit. He had his hand on the flag.
Knocked out of bounds.
The head linesman never pulled it. Dropped the beanbag to show he went out of bounds. My bad. And 9 seconds remaining in the quarter. 4th down, they'll bring the punt team out. Did you expect this to be higher scoring at this point?
The way it started, for sure. I think it'll end up being pretty high scoring, though, the way these offenses are playing currently. Oklahoma's going to get the ball to start the third quarter.
Arizona uses a timeout here at 4th and 6. You know, I'm curious what you think. We began this game talking about the great quarterback play that we expected tonight, and it hasn't really paid off that way for Oklahoma, especially in the first quarter. But then Arizona couldn't run the ball either. So Fafita's been challenged.
Yeah, that's been the problem, right? The offensive line, the protection issues for both. But really, Arizona is a result of them not being able to run the football. They're in second and longs, third and longs. So situations where Oklahoma can pin their ears back, bring pressure, and they've really been affecting Noah Fafita, not allowing him to find his guys.
First start for Jackson Arnold. Coaching staff will have a chance to sit down with him with Seth Luttrell at halftime. What do you tell a freshman making a start like this?
I think you pat him on the back and go, hey, kid, way to respond. You go out, you throw 2 interceptions to start the game. It couldn't start any worse, and all he did was respond and continue to grow and take advantage of opportunities. So I think this staff should be really pleased with the way Jackson Arnold has responded in the second quarter.
Oklahoma gets it away cleanly. Oh, he's going to hop out at the 1. Couldn't have run down there and placed it any better, and that will bring it in to the first half. Oklahoma with a 14-13 lead, 14 unanswered for the freshman quarterback Jackson Arnold and company. Both teams have turned it over. 1 pick for Fafita, 2 for Arnold in his first career start. And for Brent Venables, rebuilding this program after a slow start to his Oklahoma era, now looking good this half. He's with Cole.
Coach Venables, feels like we're watching your young quarterback grow up and mature right in front of our eyes. How did you feel from your vantage point about the way he responded to the early picks?
Well, early, obviously, it couldn't have gone worse for him, and but no surprise whatsoever how he responded. The guys around him, and so it was good. I thought finished the last half there, the first half, man, in a dominant way. So can't throw the ball late and over the middle. We got to give him the squared away there, but made some great plays. What a hell of a throw that was over here. Great job taking it on the scramble to convert there. So a lot that was really good. Some things we got to get cleaned up, obviously.
Felt like pressure came because you dialed it up a little bit earlier, but more 3 and 4 men getting home as the half progressed. Can that continue for 4 quarters?
Yeah, we got to be able to get them to hold the ball. You know, they've got really good skill. They do a great job. Their play design is as good as we've seen all year. So we're going to have to continue to mix it up, and hopefully we'll have, you know, the same kind of results.
Thanks, Coach.
I appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Cole Taylor.
Well, one of the things that you might not know about this offense is that the tight end is critical.
Underway in the third quarter. There's a touchback. Cole, what do you got on the tight ends?
Well, you talk to Seth Luttrell, you talk to Jeff Lebby, they'll tell you tight end is a must-have in this offense. Austin Stockner here, a big block, but not the way that he normally operates. A lot of times you'll see him come flat across the line of scrimmage with a split zone, so he'll come to the outside, but this is a tight end insert on this play. This is where Oklahoma's run game got going. Excellent job by Stockner getting upfield to Jacob Manu, and Sawchuk presses the line of scrimmage, presses that block, and then bounces outside. A couple different ways they can maneuver that tight end in the run game, and that's what got it going for the Sooners.
They're a little bit light at tight end in this game tonight. As start the third quarter with an end around, it's Gavin Freeman, and Freeman with a hurdle gets past the 35. Turns into a gain of 12.
A great job, made it look like the same formation motion they've been using in the RPO game. Found a way to outflank the Arizona defense.
Arnold wanting to go deep, got a man on a post run and is caught at the 15. Brennan Thompson into the end zone. Quick strike Oklahoma from 63 yards. Brennan Thompson was banged up first half of the season, trying to make up for lost time. And it ties the longest pass play of the season for this Sooner offense. Zach Schmidt for the point after. And Oklahoma with 21 unanswered.
Well, Oklahoma goes 3-by-1, 3 receivers to one side. That pulls Gunnar Maldonado over to this side, and it brings Charles Yates as the free safety here. You're going to see 17. Watch 17. Right here, he's going to end up being that one high safety, but he's going to take the shorter cross route, leaves the wide open double move post over the top. Maldonado out of position. Great formation adjustment. Great job using tempo to not give Arizona enough time to really communicate what they wanted that protection, coverage to look like. Ended up being a huge play. How about Jackson Arnold, Tom? The way he responded in the second quarter and the way he starts the third quarter right now, I'd say Oklahoma is in pretty good hands with number 10 at the helm.
Tough to find a more explosive offense than what Oklahoma has shown over the course of the season. First Dylan Gabriel at the controls, and then Jackson Arnold. 11th pass play of over 50 yards this season. Arizona led this game 13-0. They came up short on a couple of red zone trips and had to settle for field goals. And that may be their undoing if they can't get something going here behind Noah Fifita. 25 first half rushing yards, fewest in any half this season for Arizona.
Yeah, they got to get back to getting the ball out of his hands quicker. Right, this offense is predicated on when they can run the football, they get under center, and those big, long developing play action passes are what really allow them to push the ball downfield, but can't run the football right now, so need to find a way to get the ball out of his hands quicker, get his guys in space.
Michael Wiley is the running back. Fifita under center. Here's Wiley trying to work the edge and taken down by Jaron Kanik. Well, what'd you learn from Jed Fish at the half?
Interesting, Jordan, talking about Arizona running the football more in the second half. When I spoke to Coach Fish, he said, yes, we need to run the football better, need to find more ways. One of those ways that he wants to see it is for Noah Fifita to actually run the football more. He said some of those pressures that they've been getting, he said, I want to see him leave the pocket with the football and try and break that Sooner defense down.
Wiley limps off back to the Arizona sideline. Cowing in motion. Second down 7. Jonah Coleman gets tripped up at the line of scrimmage, goes forward for 1. Danny Stutzman with the stop for OU.
Boy, Stutzman really blossomed into a bigger role this year. It's dramatically changed last year. Kind of just one of the guys trying to hang on, trying to figure out who he was. This year, they rely on him as being the absolute leader of the team. And what a big boost for this defense when he announced earlier this month that he was coming back.
He called Ted Roof to tell him he was coming back. Roof interrupted him, said, hey man, work hard, get ready for that draft. He said, no coach, I'm coming back. It happened to be Ted Roof's birthday. Pretty good birthday present for the OU defensive coordinator. They bring 4 complete to Cowing. He's got an Arizona first down past the 40 and a pickup of 12.
It also happened to be about 30 minutes before his flight was supposed to depart. Ted Roof said that's kind of who he is. He flies by the seat of his pants. That time on a blitz, and Noah Fifita did a great job of finding that hot route. As you see, Jacob Cowing limping off the field, getting worked on the sideline.
Stretch him out on the Arizona sideline. Oklahoma once again taking time running guys off. Center judge holding the snap after the offensive substitution. Fifita hands it off to Coleman. Kanik in on the stop for Oklahoma. Three-man rush for the Sooners. Fifita checks down to Coleman, who takes it up the sideline. Jonah Coleman is a sophomore from Stockton, California at a Lincoln High School. He was a number 2 all-purpose back in the country coming out of high school. Got his way out of Stockton in a tough neighborhood. Didn't play in his first football game until he was in 8th grade. He saw some kids working out doing push-ups. He just jumped in line to work out with them before he realized it was a football team. They said, son, you have to sign up to play in this league. Came back the next day and never looked back. 5 wide. They've emptied the backfield. The play clock's at 2. Got the double zeros, and that one is incomplete. It was ruled a forward pass and through the hands of Coleman.
Well, that's tough right there. You got a running back split out wide. You got T-Mac, big receiver, blocking. It's the exact situation you want. But when you got a running back out there, that's got to be right on his numbers. Can't expect him to go up high, catch that ball, come in with some heat. That's what Jed Fish is telling him. Hey, you just got to bring that one down a little bit, make it easier on him. Another big stop by this Oklahoma defense.
Austin Dorp got into that one. And a fair catch taken last second at the 12-yard line. Oklahoma has scored 21 unanswered, and what looked like a poor debut from Jackson Arnold with 2 picks early has found its footing. More on the freshman sensation when we return to San Antonio.
Yeah, we've seen a lot from Jackson Arnold. The quick throws, the mobility. This time showing off the arm strength. Little extra guac on that one. For the answer to start the second half. And this Oklahoma team firing on all cylinders right now under their young, talented quarterback making his first career start.
2 picks in his first 8 attempts. 2 touchdowns in his last 12 attempts. Pulls it back and fires a strike, and Brennan Thompson lost the football at the end. Arizona with the return for Dalton Johnson. Cutback, Johnson. Out inside the 5 to get him at the 4. It's another huge play by Martell Irby, who forced a fumble earlier. We'll see if it stands. It seems like they're ruling him down. Brennan Thompson is injured on the play.
I mean, Irby doing his best Peanut Tillman impression again. Trying to punch that one out. It did look like he was down, though. I think the side of the leg goes down before Irby's able to get his fist on this ball. But a heck of an effort.
The previous play is under further review. The running on the field was a catch and a fumble recovered by the defense.
Yeah, I think the ground or the impact of hitting the ground actually ends up getting that one out. His knee and his elbow come down with secure hold on that football.
Yep. Right knee, upper right leg down, and then it came loose.
I love the effort, though, from Irby. Again, Cole told his story earlier. Was out of football, retired, a walk-on, wanted an opportunity, was working a job at a fitness center just to have a place to shower, like you mentioned, Tom, and now a team captain, and a couple heads-up plays and almost another one right there.
Thompson really took a shot. Irby got a piece of the face mask after he came across the top, and they were both on the ground. Ruling on the field was a fumble, and they have it spotted at the 2-yard line on the return by Dalton Johnson. SEC officiating crew. Go ahead, Cole.
I was just going to say, Jordan mentions that intensity that Martell Irby's playing with. One thing that he shared with me earlier this year when we spoke, he said that year away from football really changed how I approach the game. Said he treats every play with a lot more intensity and enthusiasm than he ever did before.
David Smith is a referee. John Bible, a replay official.
After video review, the runners was down prior to losing possession of the ball. The ball will be placed at the 32-yard line. First down, Oklahoma.
It stands as a 20-yard gain for Brent Venables' squad. You know, we talked in the first quarter how maybe Oklahoma's defense was going to have to come up with a big play to flip the momentum, and now it feels like that's going to land on the Arizona defense.
Yeah, and right now they're just committing that extra linebacker to the box to the run, and that leaves that window open for those slant routes.
Quarterback keeper, and Arnold slides down. Started his slide at the 39. That's where they spot it. On 2nd and 3. Arnold wanting to throw. Pressured. Escapes, and then he spikes it at the feet of his running back, Gavin Sawchuk. Uyunglele was coming in hard.
Doing his best Fafita impression here. Little Ole, whoop. Hey, you know, ball security. Yeah, who cares about that? Does a great job of hanging on and just not making a bad play worse under pressure.
Fundamentals be damned, right?
Yeah. When you're young and talented, you know, you got plenty of years to work on the fundamentals.
It's bowl season.
Nick Anderson in motion, 3rd and 3. Pressure from the edge, and on the wheel route, a completion for a first down. Tawee Walker.
Boy, this is so good by Jackson Arnold. This is his hot route. He's got pressure coming from the right side. And watch, that ball is already halfway to Walker before he even turns his head. Great recognition and quick recognition by Arnold.
Pulls it out of his belly again, goes deep down the sideline. Great coverage and incomplete, nearly interception. Intercepted by Traden Stukes. Got his hands on it.
Great job by Stukes. Really their fastest guy on the back end. In one-on-one coverage there with Farouk.
Stukes, a former walk-on, joined the team in 2020 at 160 pounds. And in the Territorial Cup, a blowout loss to Arizona State 70-7. He played 53 snaps, got valuable experience, put on some weight, and he has grown into an all-conference corner for Arizona. Play clock winding down. It's at 1. Arnold hit as he throws, going to the other sideline, and too much for Nick Anderson. Ekamanu got in Arnold's face on the throw. And they're going tempo here after an incompletion on 3rd and 10. Arizona had to hustle to get guys off the field. And then a check with me. Got that Arizona defensive blood pressure up when they thought they were going to snap it. Jackson Arnold looking over the middle. It is complete. Wide open is Drake Stoops. Brent Venables called Stoops the most competitive person he has ever met. From a walk-on to a star, and that turns into a 32-yard gain.
And a great job by Arnold of working his eyes to the left and getting back to Stoops on the right.
Tempo again. And a handoff to Walker.
Well, these second-level throws, hasn't been able to find Stoops yet, but look, eyes to the left, then picks up where the safety is. Stoops bend it right in front. A great throw on that second read by Arnold.
Big 12 best, averaging 6.5 catches per game for Stoops. 22 consecutive games with the reception for the 5th-year senior out of North High School in Norman. On 2nd down, into the end zone, it's Stoops. And there's a flag. They'll get DJ Warnell Jr. for pass interference, and Stoops telling them about it.
Pass interference on the defense, number 14. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
Well, this time just a little late on the throw. He had one-on-one coverage against a nickel corner, about 5 yards of separation. You'd want that one up a little bit earlier, but because it was late, Stoops trying to get back to the ball and got the flag.
One of 3 finalists for the Burlsworth Trophy that goes to the player who started his career as a walk-on. Dad Bob in the building tonight. Here's Sawchuk. Maybe picked up a yard, maybe.
You know, Tom, you mentioned one of those quotes from an assistant coach about Drake Stoops being the most competitive guy on the team. We also heard quotes, hardest working guy on the team, the most deserving to his teammates. Joe John Finley, though, you don't hear coaches say things like this very often. Said, favorite guy I've ever coached.
2 tight ends in the game now, 2nd and goal.
And he's one-on-one on an island down there. They don't want to take it this time, though.
They toss to Sawchuk. He gets bottled up at the line of scrimmage. And Joe John Finley has been around a lot of great players, both as a player himself at Oklahoma and a longtime coach. Got multiple conferences, co-offensive coordinator now. A tight end in his own day. With Josh Heupel at Missouri, he's with Jeff Levy at Ole Miss, among other stops.
You get man press coverage again. Stoops one-on-one. A lot of grass to work with.
Arnold straight ahead, ran into a wall, can't escape. Arizona with a stop on 3rd and goal. Tyler Manoa, first one there, and 4th down coming up. Oklahoma's going to take the point.
Yeah, and it's the right decision. 21-13 right now. You'd like to push it to at least a 2-possession game. Make it a touchdown, 2-point conversion and a field goal.
So a chip shot for Zach Schmidt from 22 yards out. He has missed 1 inside the 30 this season. Punches it through. 11-point Oklahoma lead. Midway through the third quarter, Oklahoma has opened up an 11-point lead, 24 unanswered for the Sooners. Javion Celestine back to receive for Arizona. Zach Schmidt will put it in the air. And nothing doing on the return. Take a minute to look at the Bull Challenge Cup standings, brought to you by Progressive. That's a trophy that will go to the conference that comes up with the best numbers. Big Ten 3-0 so far with 6 remaining. Big 12 is 5-1. And the SEC without a win just yet, but 8 remaining, starting with Kentucky taking on Clemson tomorrow. Pressure. Fafita gets taken down. They came right through the offensive line. Kip Lewis out of Carthage, Texas with the sack.
Well, again, tacking the B gap right here. In talking with Ted Roof, he mentioned sometimes their tackles have a tendency to overset a little bit with outside pressure and outside defensive end. As you see 79 there oversetting, opening up that B gap for the run through. One of those things you see on film and you start to exploit whenever you can in the middle of a game.
That's the freshman Raymond Polito getting the start at left tackle instead of the NFL prospect Morgan. And a scramble by Fafita is able to pick up 8. Third down. Tentaroa and McMillan has been pretty quiet outside the first quarter.
Yeah, and it's not for a lack of trying to get him involved. Just one catch, that big 42-yard gain in the second quarter. One catch since the first quarter. They just haven't been able to protect. Can't run the football, just 32 rushing yards. They need to get the screen game going. That's something this Arizona offense is known for. 1 out of every 7 plays is a screen. Get the ball in space. Take some pressure off your offensive line.
And another incompletion trying to get it to Wiley. He had a first down for the taking. Arizona will have to punt it away.
Boy, again, just games. All right, this defensive front for Oklahoma is slanting really hard, and the one looper will come from the opposite side and have a free run on Noah Fafita.
First 4 possessions, Arizona scored 3 times and punted once. The last 5 possessions, it's gone pick, punt, 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 punt. Good looking punt. Chance for a return for Gavin Freeman. Nope, fair catch. Oklahoma scored 24 straight to look to add to it when we return to San Antonio. Some Sooner legends in the building tonight. National champion head coach Bob Stoops in the suites, and down on the field 2-time Butkus Award winner, standing by with Cole Kublik. Here's Brian Bosworth.
The Boz, this defense gave up a couple big plays early. Seemed to adjust and be settling in. What have you seen?
They settled down. You're getting more pressure on the quarterback. It's kind of keeping him in the pocket. You know, they got lucky on a couple of passes. They caught us in bad coverages. So number 4, made some pretty spectacular catches, but they settled down. They got 10 points off our turnovers. So I think we've got it under control, at least for right now.
What about Jackson Arnold, that freshman quarterback for the Sooners?
Well, he started out a little shaky. Through the first interception, probably shouldn't have done that because the safety was playing over the top. Second interception, he just kind of hesitated a little bit, made the guy wait. But he's settled in. He's got a cannon. He's seasoning himself, and I like what I'm seeing right now.
You and I had an interesting conversation before the game about NIL and where college football is today, and a lot of people look at you and say, man, if he was playing today, he would be kind of the poster child for NIL. What NIL deal would you want if you were playing college football today?
I'd want to spread it across my teammates. That's one thing I don't like. I don't like one or two players on the team making the lion's share and the rest of them have to scrap more. I think everybody should share in it. And, this whispers of dark money coming in after the season's over with. And, mom and dad's getting, phone calls and uncles and aunts are getting phone calls. That's got to stop. We got to get that under control.
They wouldn't let me shoot the Sooner rifles over in the end zone, but they said that they would let Boz shoot those. Have you shot those off before?
I have not, but I might make my way down there. I need one more touchdown. I'll get down there and boom it off.
There you go. Thanks.
All right, bud. Boomer.
Jackson Arnold throws it incomplete. Cole, I was hoping you'd ask me if we could be in the next Fansville commercial.
Is there a chance that we could get our TV crew in the next Fansville commercial? How do we make that happen?
Well, we're always looking for some extra help. So
you feel like I can provide it?
I think I can deputize you.
I'm ready.
You got the look.
Everybody needs like the fat, lazy deputy. I can be that guy.
You got a reel?
Yeah, I'll send you.
Boy, does he have a reel.
It's great. I thought Bob was going to say he'd go into the T-shirt business if he had an NIL deal with an NCAA acronym like he wore in the Orange Bowl. 87. That one's bobbled at the 20-yard line. You see plenty more Brian Bosworth, my guess. And you watch some more football tomorrow, starting with another Stoops. Mark Stoops and his Kentucky team look to finish with a bang against Dabo and number 22 Clemson. That's the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl at noon tomorrow from Jacksonville, followed by the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, Memphis, and Iowa State at 3:30. Both games on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus.
This first down here is so important. One thing Jed Fish said, when Oklahoma's in their pressure situations, get him out of that by going tempo. Got to get a positive gain on first to get into that tempo and rhythm.
Try to run it right into the pressure and find nothing. It's a loss of a yard. Big play by Kip Lewis again.
By Kip Lewis. Ted Roof mentioned he's been playing so well. He's deserved this opportunity to get more time. You can see him coming off the edge there, just getting a shoelace. He plays 100 miles per hour, and Ted Roof said, look, if he was 220, or when he gets to be 220, he's going to be a millionaire. About 206, 207 right about now, but plays a lot bigger than that.
And motion Williams out of the backfield. See if Fafita can find time on 2nd and long. Quick release, and that is caught by McMillan.
Well, one of those times that Fafita's just got to find a lane. We mentioned he maybe is 5'10". Big guys in front of him. You see that time an over-the-top release. Sometimes it'll be more of a sidearm release, and a really great catch by McMillan in traffic to set up an even bigger 3rd down here.
3rd down 3.
Timeout. Oklahoma.
Timeout taken by Oklahoma.
This will be a 30-second timeout.
No, Fafita got off to a great start in the first quarter. Tough sledding since, as he talks with Jed Fish. Talking with Jed before the game, he went on a run, Jordan, where he had 12 different starting quarterbacks over 12 seasons. I said, well, let's find the positives. How does that benefit you as a coach? He said, well, you learn how to push buttons for different people and different personalities. It would certainly be a comfort to have the same guy year 2, year 3, year 4. Even in the pros, he hasn't had that luxury.
Yeah, but he's had to learn quickly how to adapt in game, to find ways to get his quarterback and his offense back into rhythm, like you said. So he's had a ton of practice at doing that. And that's going to be tested right here, because this offense has not been able to find their rhythm. Like I mentioned, run game has disappeared. Screen game, we need to see more of it. But on 3rd down here, I'd find number 4. McMillan. You're going to see him and Cowing, their 2 best receivers, right down here in a stack formation at the bottom. They might motion Cowing here. And they do.
Look in that direction. Back to Cowing, and it's wide and incomplete. And something just off with Fafita and Cowan.
Yeah, not just a throw that he normally makes. He's got a big body in front of him. Bothroyd again with the hand up in his face. But the late motion created some separation for Cowan, and that is a throw that Noah usually makes, as you see him go directly to the sideline to sort things out with Jed Fish.
Kyle Ostendorf, senior from Phoenix, on to punt it away again. Gavin Freeman back to receive. Good looking kick. Fair catch taken at about the 26-yard line. Let's take a look at the Sooners speed dating when it comes to the quarterback position, in and out quickly for the most part. And Baker won the Heisman in 2017. Kyler came in from Texas A&M. Hey, let's take home another Heisman. But there was big-time turnover. Jalen was a Heisman finalist coming in from Alabama. Yet transfers are the key here. Dylan Gabriel leads them to 10 wins this season. The Duck fell in love and leads them off to the Pacific Northwest. And now the coach is, oh, hold up, Jackson. We want you to stick around for a little while, all right?
I appreciate the creativity. I also appreciate not going for the low-hanging fruit and making that a final rose ceremony.
That's what I was thinking.
But they're going to want to hang on to this young, talented freshman. That's for sure.
Arnold off the mark, trying to find Stogner. There is real pressure when you're a freshman quarterback at a blue blood program like Oklahoma. Arnold said he learned that early on. He took over his freshman year in the state championship game due to an injury. Eli Stowers, who ended up at Texas A&M as a big-time recruit, and he said, man, I heard from everybody on social media. I did not have a great game, and they told me about it. Here's Stoops. Could be his favorite receiver. Short time they'll be working together. Dalton Johnson with the stop. He said that was really a learning point for me. That I just got to take care of my business, and I can't worry about the heavy criticism that comes in when you play this position. Sawchuk finds the outside, and he takes it to the 50. Gain of 15. Little hitch in his wagon at the end of that run, and he's going to leave the field. He's over the century mark now for the 5th consecutive game with that run.
Yeah, again on the left side, Arizona losing contain. That defensive end jumps inside once again, leaving nobody outside. And that running back group is already thin for Oklahoma.
You like a quarterback run here? Like a quads to the top?
Well, we asked Arnold about Q runs, and he goes, they're awesome. So I'd dial one up.
Arnold on the run was looking deep. There's a flag back where holding would be. And he slides down after a gain of a couple.
Yeah, they're going to get left tackle Walter Rouse.
Holding on the offense, number 75. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
Walter Rouse had one of the best blocks you'll ever see in the Texas game. With a blitzing corner coming in, he held off one guy with his right arm. He stuck out his left arm, got the next guy. What a win that was for Oklahoma. They started 7-0. They had that big win against their rival. It seemed like they were cruising. Ran into a bad weather game in Kansas, lost that, and lost the high energy Bedlam game. Here's Stoops. High steps through a tackle, then got rocked and lost his helmet on the hit from Jacob Manu.
It was a great block by Austin Stogner. They sent him in motion all the way across the formation. And you see there the big hit on Stoops from Jacob Manu.
Well, he spun right into it, didn't he?
He's a tough kid, though. Cole mentioned how much of a competitor he is. The coaching staff raved about him in every way possible. So you just saw him. Big breath. I'm good.
3 touchdowns against West Virginia. Most I know your receiver in 4 seasons, dating back to C.D. Lamb. Here's Nick Anderson. Anderson slips through, and he takes it down inside the 25, a pickup of about 22.
Yeah, one of the things that's impressive about Arnold is how quickly and accurately those balls are getting to the perimeter. The faster it gets there, the more time the receiver has to react to where the defense is, and that's why these screens are hitting big.
Arnold looking downfield, great coverage, and incomplete. Anderson was locked up on the perimeter by Efi Prysock. .21 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Oklahoma threatening again. Only 29 yards in the second half for Arizona. He's coming off of a monster offensive game against their rivals from Arizona State. And Jackson Arnold didn't like the look. Uses a timeout. Play clock was down to 1. Second timeout Oklahoma has had to use on this drive. Here's our upcoming featured football lineup. Saturday afternoon, Georgia, Florida State, the Capital One Orange Bowl, the special edition of Monday Night Football, Lions and Dallas. CFP semifinals, the Rose Bowl game presented by Prudential, #1 Michigan, #4 Alabama, 2 winningest programs in college football history. And then New Year's Day evening, it's Washington and Texas in the second semifinal, the All-State Sugar. You'll be out in Pasadena for the Rose Bowl game presented by Prudential. Besides great weather, what are you looking forward to?
Jalen Milroe. No quarterback has played as good as him down the stretch. Maybe Jaden Daniels would have an argument there, but look at him down the stretch in November and December. 17 touchdowns, 1 turnover, and that was really the Achilles heel for him in the loss against Texas, the turnovers. He'll be the most dynamic quarterback this really good and talented Michigan defense has faced all year. They're going to have their hands full.
He shared a little bit today about what he's been through as a quarterback. Bill O'Brien, the former offensive coordinator at Alabama, told him to change positions.
Yeah.
He said, how would that make you feel? Somebody told you weren't good at your job. It's a redemption tour for Milroe. To the slant. Spot intercepted. Arizona gets the break that they need. It's Gunnar Maldonado. He's got blockers. Here goes number 9. Stoops the last man to beat. Touchdown Arizona. 88-yard return for Gunnar Maldonado. Second pick of the game for the junior from Chandler, Arizona. He also's got a fumble recovery. And the Wildcats making some noise in the third quarter on Arnold's third pick in his debut.
And just when Arizona needed some life, haven't been able to get anything going on offense, this defense and Maldonado once again comes up huge. And look, there's been a few mistakes and errors by Jackson Arnold early in this game. That one not on him. Great ball, great read, great decision. Just a better job by Dalton Johnson from Arizona at knocking that one out.
They're going to go for 2 here. Trying to make it a 3-point game. Fafita dancing, having time. Now he's going to try to get out of trouble. Fires, and they get the conversion to Montana Lamonius Craig. And now all of a sudden the U of A fans are making their voices heard. We got a 3-point game late third quarter.
And here we go. Buckle up for a fourth quarter. It was an accurate throw by Jackson Arnold, but watch Dalton Johnson, number 43, come through and get his helmet right on the back of the football. Jalil Farouk never saw him coming, and it's Maldonado with an escort into the end zone there. Stukes lead blocking for him. Look at that. Stukes was in coverage in the tackle. Then he ends up being the lead blocker for Maldonado down the sideline to spring him for the touchdown. Dalton with him as well. The 2 guys that were in on the coverage play then were the lead blockers for Maldonado.
Well, Arizona couldn't figure it out offensively, so they turned to the defense, and then Fafita bought enough time and a magician in the backfield to avoid a sack from Downs.
What I say, the craftiness and the creativity of a Patrick Mahomes in the body of a Kyler Murray. That was a play that exemplified Noah Fafita and his ability to extend plays. We got a ball game, Tommy.
Jed Fish rebuilt the defense through the transfer portal coming into this season. Maldonado came in from Northwestern. They were terrible in takeaways the last 2 years. That's the first Arizona pick 6 since October of 21 against USC. Consider Billy Bowman Jr. for Oklahoma has 3 himself this year. Has been nearly 3 seasons since Arizona's had one. Now they've got momentum. But 2 ticks left in the quarter.
Look, even though that throw an interception, not really on Jackson Arnold. You've seen the movie Rocky, right? Rocky 4?
Yes.
Yeah. So Drago starts bleeding, and Rocky's corner goes, he's human, right? I mean, just when you got a quarterback that's maybe a little rattled, I think you dial up the pressure. We're going to go to the fourth quarter here after this play, but I would expect Arizona to start increasing the heat on this quarterback that's had his ups and downs here to try to see if they can steal another one in the fourth quarter.
That was the first offensive touchdown of the season for the Wildcats. Oklahoma wants to throw it on first down, and that is just a hair low, and Arizona thought it was incomplete. And it was, trying to find Jaden Gibson. If you're staying up late with us tonight after midnight on the East Coast, you've made a good decision, because we head to the fourth quarter in a game that is absolutely wide open. Oklahoma clinging to a 3-point lead. Well, this takeaway for Arizona officially changed to a catch and a fumble. It doesn't change the fact that the Wildcats returned it for 6. First Arizona fumble return for a touchdown since 2015. And Cole's got props.
We all love the turnover gimmicks, right? Well, Arizona has the turnover sword. Yes, it looks like a cactus. That was done intentionally by Lauren Vossler right there. She's the director of travel in logistics for the Arizona football team.
Another pick taken away by Irby. What a superstar. And now, Cole, they're coming to you. Flag after the return. And they're going to stick another ball on that prop.
So, Lauren, take it.
Cole, where do the balls come from?
Lauren told me, because we saw their Oklahoma footballs, and I said, you guys just taking these balls from Oklahoma? She said, no. She orders the balls ahead of time, but the other team's logos on them, so they have them. I don't know if she's going to run out. I'll have to check the trunk, see if they have enough for this. But they actually
After the
stacked the balls.
interception, personal foul, face mask against Oklahoma, number 72. That penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down.
So these are footballs that she's ordered to have stabbed by the turnover sword, shaped like a cactus. She designed it. What else would the director of travel and logistics for a football program do? And look at this. They put it right through there. Stab it right through the heart.
They're running out of space.
Wow.
Maldonado, who's got 3 takeaways tonight, has been stabbing those OU footballs.
A little dangerous, no? Hey, come on.
It's bowl season. Let them live.
We need a little practice with that. We've already had a bunch of practice this game. What are we doing?
Oh, no. She just told me they only have one more. One more Oklahoma football, but she did actually note. She said, we'll just start taking them off the field if we need to.
Arizona with a short field now. Field goal would tie it. That's Wiley. He had to get his left ankle retaped earlier in the game with the carry. Second down.
Boy, we'll get back to it, but that interception by Irby, he's that overhang player, Cole, that they were talking about going 3 down with a linebacker overhang to take away the window of the RPO. So once again, we're seeing Johnny Nansen, the defensive coordinator for Arizona, dialing up a perfect play that he told us about in our meetings.
Now can the offense do its part? Second down. Fafita fires to the outside, and Cowling couldn't stay in bounds. Stepped out at the 6. Since they went up 13-0, the offense has punted 4 times and thrown an interception.
But down here in the goal line, better find out where number 4 is. McMillan, 6'4". They love to use his big body and big frame down here in the low red zone.
His high school teammate, the quarterback. Fafita goes the other way. Incomplete. The flags and pass interference coming. Montana Lamonius Craig was the intended receiver.
That's going to be a dig route. He's trying to get to the back line of the end zone. Can't get there. Too much contact. A lot of hands there. Craig couldn't even get his head around to see that one coming.
Benai Walker had a pick earlier this game.
A lot of conversation about
that
this
sure
one.
was.
There are 2 fouls on the play, 1 by each team. Offensive pass interference, number 84. Holding on the defense. Those penalties offset. Replay, 3rd down.
At the tight end, McLaughlin.
Wow, this is it. It said 84, right?
That's
The
right.
tight end.
I think they got the wrong number.
Yeah, he's going to be right here. And watch, he doesn't touch a soul. He doesn't touch anybody. I don't know who else it would have been on.
So 3rd and 5. They can still get a first down inside the 1. Pressure from the edge. Fafita backpedaling, and he went down all the way back at the 22. Another sack for Oklahoma. Kendall Dolby. They cost him 14 yards.
Oh, Dolby working on the right tackle. Watch the dip and move. Right there, swipes the right hand with his. Turns the corner on Borhone. Remember, Borhone filling in at right tackle. He's normally a reserve offensive lineman, part of that Arizona group that has been musical chairs coming into this game with the absence of Jordan Morgan at left tackle.
A little bit longer for Luke now. He's already made from 39 and 38. This from 37. And he drills it. We got a tie game with 12:49 remaining in regulation. Oklahoma's turned the ball over 5 times tonight. To make it fair, Arizona's taken it away. The last by Irby. They are filling up that sword. Footballs to the top of the cactus for the Cats. Well, we got a little clarification on the pass interference penalties that offset a moment ago. Arizona and Oklahoma tied at 24.
Yeah, the original call was on 84, the tight end. When you go back and look at it, you're actually going to see Lamonius Craig with the initial offensive pass interference here, trying to create some separation, getting both hands on the defender, and then the defender holds him. So they were both just in a backyard fist fight, and they threw a flag. Ended up being the right call. The wrong number was announced to us.
Kind of like those spam calls I get all the time.
Gosh, how do we get rid of those?
I don't know. Jackson Arnold in Oklahoma with 5 turnovers tonight. First time since the Russell Athletic Bowl against Clemson 2014. Committed 5 turnovers in a game. And Arnold, the first Oklahoma quarterback to throw 3 picks in a bowl game since Trevor Knight in that game in 2014. Clemson won 40-6 that night. Hand off to Gavin Sawchuk. So you've pointed this out multiple times. Turnovers aren't necessarily all Jackson Arnold's fault, right? One was a tip that turned into a fumble, but yet Oklahoma has been careless with the football tonight. So how does that affect play calling going forward and now a tie game?
Well, I think you got to be careful. Seth Luttrell is a new play caller for Oklahoma.
Biggest Sawchuk. It looks like a good play to run. Dalton Johnson with the tackle after gain of 15.
Boy, once again, just no contain on the outside, whether it's to the right, to the left. Arizona losing contain every time it's run off tackle. If I'm Oklahoma, I just lean into that.
Arnold wanting to throw. Got away with a hold. No, they did not. There's the flag.
So back to what I was saying, new play caller, freshman quarterback who's had some ups and downs this game.
Yep.
You want to make sure you don't put him in a situation where he feels like he needs to press. You got to be very careful about the type of shot plays that you call. That one there was a 1 receiver route. Love that, because it's either there or it's not there. Either throw it or you throw it away.
Seth Luttrell was a captain on the 2000 national championship team for Oklahoma. His dad, Jimmy, 2-time national champion back in the mid-70s.
Holding, number 81 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 1st down.
That's going to be on Austin Stogner. He's had a big role in the run game tonight and a really good job blocking. To see him right here. They love this little split zone. He's going to come across and just gets his arm around the back of the helmet of Jacob Manu. That was trying to look like that split zone run they've had so much success with, trying to hit a play action.
Sooners left with a 1st and 20. Here's Walker. Let's leave 2nd and long. Walker's a great story. He's from, Las Vegas, and he showed up to play for a guy that he admired as a youngster growing up in the desert, DeMarco Murray. Got to campus and he learned that DeMarco Murray, who was a great running back himself, obviously, is a really tough coach. They got him bottled up, and Walker goes down for no gain. He said after the season, he said, man, I thought Coach Murray really didn't like me. It turns out that he's just a tough coach and hard-nosed, and I had a lot to learn about playing college football.
Now, sometimes the guys that have done it at the highest level set the highest expectations as well, and that can actually be a really good thing.
3rd and long for Jackson Arnold in Oklahoma.
Arizona looks like they're going to drop 8. The windows are going to be tight here. Jackson Arnold needs to be very smart with this football.
Play clock at 2. 1. Snap off. 3-man rush. Arnold on the run. Chase throws, and right at the sideline, it's caught by Stoops. It's a gain of 11. And leaves 4th and 4 this side of midfield.
It's a good job there by Arnold, buying some time, not forcing the ball back over across his body like we've seen him do a couple times already tonight.
ESPN analytics say 4th and 4 or less. Go for it in this scenario. They don't take into account that you've turned it over 5 times. You got a freshman quarterback. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I'm not sure the book that they have on the sideline is going to tell you that. Usually that kicks in when you cross the 50-yard line in a tie game. So I agree with this right here. You punt this football away.
A Sooner hop to add a handful of yards to that punt. The 47-yarder. Noah Fifita and Arizona have gotten some big breaks from the defense. And now can this superstar young quarterback do it for the offense? Tie game in the 4th. City of San Antonio, an incredible host. Let's take a look at Mahomes v. Fifita.
Yeah, you're so used to seeing Patrick Mahomes extend plays, make crazy throws off platform, off schedule. Exactly what Noah Fifita has done a few times tonight. None bigger than that touchdown right there to get Arizona back, 2-point conversion to tie up the game and get us to where we are right now. They're going to need a little bit more of that magic here in the 4th quarter.
From the end zone, Fifita will scramble, and he went head first right before Arizona took the field coming out of that timeout. Jaden DeLora, who was a starter to begin the season, pulled Fifita to the side, had some words for him, a little bit of advice coming out and working out for the long field in front of him. The Fifita family even put out a message on social media thanking Jaden DeLora for all of his support for Noah and the challenges that he's had. Well, that's really helpful when you got a teammate pulling for you whose job you took.
Yeah, and he was a 3-1 as a starter. He didn't do anything wrong. Noah Fifita just took that job, but he's continued to be a leader.
Oh, pressure in his face, and he's able to find his tight end. That's an Arizona 1st down to Tanner McLaughlin.
I love this. Another one of those plays. Watch the little subtle pump fake. Whoop, right there. Got the defender to get upfield, found that lane again, finding creative ways to just get the ball out of your hands. That's some of the stuff he does best.
Lamonius Craig just entered the game for Arizona. Bottom of the formation. And DJ Williams now the tailback. Fake to Cowan. Pressure on. Taken down. Loss of 7. Kendall Dolby, another. His 2nd sack of the night.
And Dolby once again working on the true freshman at left tackle, Raymond Polito, right here. Polito again was a right guard all season. First time ever playing on the left side of the offensive line. First time starting at left tackle. And he's had his hands full with Dolby all night. That time, Arizona trying to set up a screen to the middle of the field, but just no time for Fifita.
5th sack for Oklahoma tonight. Pressure again. Fifita fires to T-Mac. He's got a first down at the 25-yard line. Tetaroa McMillan, short by 2 yards. High school teammates.
And such a good job by McMillan, seeing the safety high. It's cover 2, so bend it across his face. And again, one of those adjustments that Fafita has so much trust that McMillan is going to make the right adjustment, protect him by getting across the face of that safety.
3rd and 2. Arizona just 4 for 13 on 3rd down tonight. 1 of 5 in the second half. A lot of movement for Oklahoma. That's complete to McMillan. First down, plenty more. Needed 2, got 16 before Reggie Pearson brought him down.
Yeah, confusion there. Nobody covering McMillan.
Quick release of McMillan again. Great hands on the fastball on a gain of 5.
Yeah, watch Stutzman here. Trying to get one defender to the other side. Just complete confusion on the Oklahoma side, and nobody ended up being over the top of McMillan. Easy pickup for that first down. Followed up by another throw, and wow, right through the hands of Stutzman.
McMillan's got 10 catches for $160. Wiley turned around and crawled. End up losing 2 instead of 5. And the result is 3rd down.
The run game has been inept, to put it nicely, for Arizona. At this point, I feel like you hate to say, you almost need to abandon it. Just 13 total rush yards in the game for Arizona. Oklahoma has been swarming in the front 7.
Brennan Carroll, offensive coordinator for Arizona, Pete's son. 10 tackles for loss for the Oklahoma defense tonight. They stack the line of scrimmage. Fafita rolls, fires on the run. What a throw and catch! Cowing down the sideline. He is in. Touchdown, Arizona. Second touchdown of the night for Jacob Cowing from Noah Fafita. Did he stay in bounds?
Watch this. Right foot in, left foot, pylon. Sure looks like it.
This Valero Alamo Bowl as advertised. Arizona back in front for the first time since early in the second quarter. And despite being sacked 5 times, Fafita has stayed on his feet long enough to throw for over 350 yards tonight. Tyler Loop for the point after. It is a 7-point U of A lead.
And this time it wasn't McMillan making the big play with the reception. It was McMillan taking both safeties out of the way so that deep cross by Cowing could be wide open. Watch both safeties go with that vertical route. Both run with McMillan, leaving that vacancy for Cowing wide open.
Jaden Delore had words for Noah Fafita before he came out to start that drive. 95 yards later, he's got congratulations for him. This Arizona defense has been the difference maker. We had Martell Irby mic'd up pregame. He's delivered.
And you watching this young man or young lady, bro, chase your dreams.
Martell Irby has been sensational. A forced fumble and a pick. Arizona just stacking up the takeaways. And the senior for San Diego, who at one point was living in his car and working at a Planet Fitness, so he'd have access to a little bit of cash and a shower and workouts, has found a new home at Arizona after transferring from UCLA, and he has been a difference maker tonight. 13 straight points for Arizona to start the game. Then OU rattled off 24 straight, and now it's 18 in a row for the Wildcats. All right, so things change a little bit. We asked about the play calling. Jackson Arnold and all these turnovers when it was a tie game. Now you're playing from behind. And a straight ahead run to pick up the first down for Gavin Sawchuk. What do you trust Jackson Arnold with? 5 minutes to go in the game.
Well, the good thing is he's getting a lot of single high man coverage. So these short throws, Drake Stoops in the slot working in man coverage. These are all still available.
And Stoops open, goes outside, and that's complete for a first down to Farouk.
And that's where this defensive structure for Johnny Nansen in Arizona comes back to bite you a little bit. They run one high, the 10th highest rate in the entire country. And so in a moment like this, you might prefer to be in two high safeties. Keep everything in front of you a little bit. Up a touchdown late in the fourth quarter. Still in one high, still in a lot of man coverage. As you see again, Stoops working on the nickel corner, picking up another first down.
That's an 11-yard gain. That was after Arizona brought 5. There is a flag in the backfield, though. Here's a look at the catch.
Number 76
and this one's
on the
coming
offense.
back.
10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay first down.
Sophomore right tackle Jacob Sexton. 4th consecutive start at right tackle.
Boy, and I'm watching the replay right here. That was you see Sexton right here. He's going to get his right hand caught up a little bit. Sorry, his left hand up around. Yep.
There's a 5th Oklahoma offensive holding call tonight. Wildcats drop 8. Arnold trying to buy some time. He had Stogner, and he chucks this one to the back of the Oklahoma bench.
And that right there, a great adjustment by this defense, right? Just mentioned how one high man leaves a lot of opportunity for these talented Oklahoma receivers. Drop 8, mix it up with this young quarterback. Show him something that he hasn't seen a lot of out of this defense. And right there, you plugged up the windows, forced him to try to buy some time, and came up with a stop.
4:06 remaining in regulation.
Look at this, almost picket fence defense here.
Everybody covered. Arnold, and there's a flag for holding again. He uncorks it deep. This is Gibson, and it's through his hands. Prysock the coverage. Pardon me, Farouk couldn't haul it in. This will be the 6th holding penalty against Oklahoma.
Well, it's tough on those offensive linemen, right? Having a block that long. It's probably 8, 9, 10 seconds
Holding.
almost.
Number 75 on the offense. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
Well, I know you got empathy for those big guys up front for Oklahoma.
It's not even just the time that you have to hold up, like Jordan just mentioned. It's, you know, your quarterback's probably moving. We know quarterback's just going to be stationary in the pocket for that amount of time. So is he trying to leave between you and the guard? Is he going outside? That defender sometimes will give you a tell on that, but that's what makes it more difficult. You could have your defender block perfectly, but then your quarterback leaves, he tries to disengage, you get the flag.
Yeah, it changes the angles. 3rd and 20. Arnold pressured with 3, lost the football. It's another Oklahoma turnover. Scooped up by the Cats. Their 6th takeaway tonight. Isaiah Ward forced it out. What a job by this U of A defense.
Boy, watch the games here. Just a 3-man rush. You're going to get the nose guard coming here. A big loop right here. And the center has got to come off on the looper. Watch him take the nose guard. He's going to come off right now. Right to that looper. Pick that up. There's no way a 3-man rush should beat 5 offensive linemen like that. That's a big mistake by Troy Everett, the center right there, of staying on that man and not playing a little bit more like zone defense. Just pass him off, sit and wait for that looper to come right to you.
Jacob Kongaika with the fumble recovery. It's the first 6 takeaway game for Arizona since August of 2019 at Hawaii.
Lauren Vassal's going to have to order more footballs.
Oklahoma only has 1 timeout remaining. DJ Williams with the carry. She might be the MVP of this game, Cole. Stab another. How much does a football cost?
They're not cheap, man. I think they're like 80, 90 bucks.
Oh, she's got the real ones too.
Yeah.
Those are the Nike Oklahoma footballs.
Yeah,
I want to know what they do with all the ones throughout the year that they don't actually use. I got the storage compartment, I guess, for all the opponent footballs.
On their way to the Big 12, they're going to have to order some new footballs from new opponents next season. 3 minutes to play. Wide open hole and a touchdown for DJ Williams. 19-yard score for Arizona. The running game was non-existent. That is the longest rush of the night.
Boy, watch all the lateral movement right here, and watch Stutzman fly out of the way. Nobody on the second level because of all that lateral movement. Look, wide open. DJ Williams. That's a big boy, one man to beat. And he does it, and that might just seal it for Arizona.
Oklahoma scored 24 straight points to take an 11-point lead. Arizona has answered with 25 straight points. 6 takeaways, 28 points off of it. And the Florida State transfer DJ Williams, after this fumble and the 6th turnover of the night for Oklahoma, is able to cover the final 19 yards. Wildcats can taste it. 2:56 away from another, and the Spikes getting full. Stay tuned on the ESPN app for the Capital One post game immediately following our coverage here tonight. What a wild game. Highest ranked opponents in a matchup outside the New Year's Six in this one tonight. Everybody said it would be an offensive shootout, and they have proven to be correct. The Arizona defense has been swarming today. We've got 6 takeaways that led to 28 points. 3 picks, 3 fumble recoveries, and now with 2:56 to go, Oklahoma's got 1 timeout left. Down 14. Arnold's been sacked twice. He's thrown 3 picks. It's now or never for Oklahoma. Got a hand on him in the backfield, and he fires to the sideline, and that'll be a pickup for Sawchuk of a few yards.
Got to have urgency here if you're Oklahoma, and got to take chunk plays. This is where, as a young quarterback, you think on the sideline, Seth Littrell was saying, hey, you're going to have to take a few chances. Couple tight window throws.
Sawchuk off tackle.
Because right now, all Arizona wants is, yeah, okay, you can get 3 or 4 each time. That's fine. That clock's ticking. You only have 1 timeout. And see if they can find Drake Stoops over the middle of the field somewhere with some green grass.
There are certainly better days ahead for Jackson Arnold as he makes his first start tonight. Able to pick up a first down on the throw to Sawchuk, who takes it past midfield. And you hope, for Jackson Arnold's sake, that this game, his debut as a starter, will be some sort of funny trivia question. Like, hey, man, remember that guy who won the Heisman in his first game? He threw 3 picks. Over the middle, batted and incomplete. As a quarterback, are you aware, you know, like a shooter,
always,
this is 7 in a row,
yep,
and he's going to still put up another shot if you're a great shooter. But in the back of your mind, you start doubting or worried about it?
Well, especially when you're a young quarterback that doesn't have the experience of going through mistakes or having turnovers and coming back and winning games. He doesn't have that as a reflex.
Yeah.
So this is his really biggest, only stage that he's had, minus a couple moments late against BYU where they didn't ask him much. So right now, yeah, doubt creeps in because it's been an up and down game, and you haven't had the times where you go, oh yeah, but I led us back that one time. I've done this before. I've been here before.
Clemson in Kentucky to get things started in Jacksonville tomorrow noon. Followed by Memphis and Iowa State. Then big one tomorrow night. Top 10 showdown, Missouri and Ohio State in the Goodyear Cotton. Oklahoma has 550 total yards, and they're down 2 scores. Multiple flags in the play. It could be the 7th holding against Oklahoma in this shuffled line tonight.
Holding number 52 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 3rd down.
We talked to Jed Fish about his rebuild job. He said, we decided to start with offense because everybody loves offense. It's more exciting. It's easier to sell the program. Offensive players don't mind playing on a bad defensive team. Defensive players have no desire to play on a bad offensive team because, you know, hey, if you're on offense, you give up 45, maybe we'll score 48. So year 1, they put all of their focus into rebuilding the offense. Year 2, it was about going into the portal and reshaping the defense. And boy, did that pay off for him.
Yeah, he did it the right way. He wanted this Arizona program to have patience, as you see. Bringing down Arnold there.
He's lucky he held on to the ball. DJ Warnell Jr. with the sack.
So he did it that way. He made this team exciting, and then he filled the holes on defense. And right now you're seeing a complete football team, a team that's going to win 10 games for just the 4th time in program history. First time since 2014. And it's because of what Jed Fish did, how he built this, and really because of his 2 quarterbacks. Not just Noah Fafita, who we've seen tonight, but Jayden DeLora. Made this team relevant last year as the starter, transferring into a program that was 1-11.
4th and 28, and the freshman's going to try to run for it with a game on the line, and scampers out of bounds, and that will do it.
Jayden DeLora took a chance on Arizona, and he helped build this with Jed Fish. He deserves a ton of credit. That C on his chest meant more to him, even as the backup now, watching Noah Fafita take this team to the next level. It was a special relationship between those 2 quarterbacks and a special job by Jed Fish to take this program from 1-11 2 years ago to 10 wins.
So likely be DeLore's last time in an Arizona uniform. He's in the transfer portal. Here's how the last play played out.
Oh, got him.
Wear it. So Arizona's going to head to the Big 12 on a 7-game win streak. Oklahoma's going to head to the SEC with questions. The momentum after a 7-0 start just kind of dissipated. Back-to-back losses to Kansas and Oklahoma State. And they can still hang their hat on the win against Texas, the lone loss for the Longhorns. But in the end, it feels like Brent Venables is going to have to look under the hood again and figure out how to get ready for the inaugural SEC season.
And look, it wasn't pretty for Venables in this offense, but they're going to go into the SEC with a pretty special talent at quarterback that learned a lot from this game today. But credit to Arizona, the defense and the offense under Jed Fish was phenomenal and fought through adversity for 4 quarters to pull away at the end here and win this one 38-24.
A 7-game win streak for Arizona to close the season. The longest win streak since 1998. And the Arizona Wildcats, your Valero Alamo Bowl champions, their first bowl win since 2015. They had been lost in the postseason desert for year after year. Probably the best finish since Rich Rod was their head coach. Martell Irby led this Arizona defense with 6 takeaways tonight. He's with Cole.
Martell Irby, 7 tackles, interception, forced fumble. One of the leaders of this defense, one of the leaders of this football team. A couple years ago, you were living in a Kia, working at a gym, so you had a place to shower. Man. You moved to Tucson, didn't have a scholarship, didn't even have a spot. You bet on yourself. And here you are, double-digit win season, Alamo Bowl champions.
Glory be to God. I can't thank Arizona enough. I can't thank my brothers enough. I just want to enjoy this moment with my teammates, with my family, and just embrace it, man. I couldn't have scripted this any better, you know, so just going to take it for what it is, embrace it, and I'll worry about tomorrow, man. I'm just thankful. I couldn't have pictured this.
You told me the last time I talked to you about it, you said, I pulled away from my parents, I pulled away from my friends, I needed to figure it out on my own. But how much did you realize you needed to be a part of a team to be successful?
Now, looking back, I see that I needed that more than ever. You know, just being a part of the grind, being a part of something bigger than myself, you know? So I can't thank these people enough, and I can't wait for this confetti to fall so us to just go crazy, you know, and just enjoy the fruits of our labor, man.
Martell, people don't really know a lot about this football team. There's a lot of Martell Irby's on this team. Very similar stories. Former walk-ons, guys that had to bet on themselves. Other schools didn't want them. No offers out of high school. How does the culture get to where it is for this Arizona squad?
We just love each other. That's all it is. That's all it comes down to. We just love each other. Spending every day with each other, trying to figure out life with each other, and that just translates onto the football field into a 10-win season. So, man, and glory be to God. Glory be to God.
Go enjoy it. Congratulations.
Appreciate you.
Football fans, please turn your attention.
Man, what a story and what a performance by Martell Irby. He'll celebrate with his teammates, and tonight's Capital One player of the game is that entire defensive unit for Arizona. 3 picks, 3 fumbles, and 28 points off of those takeaways. Trophy ceremony will come your way over on the app. Our final score tonight, the final run for our fantastic crew. Been a heck of a season. Arizona finishes with 10 wins and a 14-point victory over Oklahoma. Our final score, Arizona 38, Oklahoma 24. For Jordan Rogers, Cole Kublik, our sensational ESPN crew, I'm Tom Hart. Time for SportsCenter. Stephen Nelson and Max McGee, the show is yours.